and I want my damn respect too.
Listen up, LeBron James stans. This isn't going to be a fun day for you guys. It's definitely not a good day for your so-called king. I'm looking at this article headlined, Jeanie felt LeBron was ungrateful after Lakers drafted Bronny in 2024. When I see a headline like that, I know you and your idol are in for a rough ride. But honestly, what did you expect when his entire career is built on smoke and mirrors, manufactured by the NBA? So, without further ado, folks, let's dive right into this piece from TMZ. I'm going to run that title back one more time, and then we'll break it down. LeBron James, fanboys, this one's for you. It reads, Jeanie felt LeBron was ungrateful after Lakers drafted Bronny in 2024. Reportedly, Lakers owner Jeanie has been quietly fed up with LeBron James and his total lack of gratitude. Buss was privately seething behind the scenes after the team used the 55th pick in 2024 to select Bronny James, specifically because King James didn't show an ounce of appreciation. But really, what do you expect from such an entitled, spoiled brat, especially when you keep handing him everything on a silver platter? Anyway, according to an ESPN report regarding the family drama that drove the $10 billion sale of this iconic franchise, Buss viewed that draft pick as a massive solid to the James family, and she expected a little thank you from LeBron. What kind of thanks were you looking for, Jeanie? Instead, she feels he just blew it off, and that really rubbed her the wrong way. Obviously, there was a ton of uncertainty surrounding Bronny and his draft stock. The kid barely had a chance to prove himself in college, or rather, let's be real, he had nothing to show because Bronny isn't an NBA caliber player. The report notes, playing just 25 games as a freshman at USC following a scary medical incident in July 2023 where he suffered cardiac arrest. Bronny has had a muted start to his career, to put it mildly, appearing in only 51 games over 2 seasons. And fanboys, what do you think your king's son is averaging? He's putting up a whopping 1.9 points per game. The report also mentions that the tension didn't start with Bronny. Buss has reportedly been frustrated for a long time with Bron's outside influence over the organization and his total refusal to take accountability. Surprise, surprise, folks. When things go south, like how Jeanie felt particularly burned after that disastrous Russell Westbrook trade in 2021, the Lakers went 33-49 and missed the playoffs entirely. And folks, we need to keep harping on this. That move is right up there with 2011 forming a ridiculous super team that failed miserably. By 2022, she was reportedly mulling over not extending his contract and even thought about trading him. Honestly, Jeanie, that would have been the best move not just for the front office, but for actual Lakers fans everywhere. The report says the Clippers were even floated as a potential destination. However, in 2024, LeBron secured a 2-year, $104 million deal with a no-trade clause baked in. For Jeanie, drafting Bronny was supposed to be a feel-good, family-friendly moment for the Lakers. Let me run that back. For everyone defending Bronny and LeBron, for everyone capping and saying, oh, Bronny earned this, or oh, LeBron James deserves this, listen to this again. For Jeanie, drafting Bronny was supposed to be a feel-good, family-friendly moment for the Lakers. Fam, that is one of the saddest sentences I've ever read in all my time covering basketball. That is one of the most pathetic statements in NBA history. For Jeanie, drafting Bronny was strictly about PR vibes for the Lakers. In other words, LeBron stands, let me tell you what we already knew. Drafting Bronny had zero to do with him being a capable NBA player or having actual potential. It was purely a PR stunt. Basically, it was supposed to be something for LeBron to get praised for. Something to make his fanboys jump up and down screaming, oh, look, LeBron's the first to play with his son. He has to be the GOAT now, right? That seals it. Wrong. It was just a publicity stunt. It was just the Lakers bending the knee to try and show him some grand gesture of loyalty. But instead, it just soured the relationship between Buss and James even more. The Lakers were officially sold in October, changing hands for a staggering $10 billion to billionaire Mark Walter. Buss is still calling the shots as the team's governor for 5 years. The report claims that on the court, Bron is still one of the best in the league. That's a straight-up lie, folks. But away from the hardwood, at least regarding manners, Jeanie reportedly thinks King James has some work to do. Again, it's just basketball. Now, reading this article about LeBron being ungrateful. Surprise, surprise. Hearing talk about LeBron acting like an entitled, spoiled brat. Surprise. Surprise. It actually reminds me of the 2008 Redeem team with Kobe Bryant. Remember when they talked about how nobody wanted LeBron on the roster because previous experiences with him on Team USA were a nightmare? Matter of fact, they called LeBron's inner circle the enablers. They talked about how poorly LeBron treated the staff. The staff was there to support these NBA superstars and ensure they had a good experience. And LeBron treated them like peasants. Surprise, surprise. It also brings to mind that incident in Paris where a young kid was trying to get LeBron's autograph or maybe a picture. Whatever it was, LeBron was completely rude to the child. It just forces you to recall all these instances where LeBron has shown his true colors. It reminds me of how everyone shows up for LeBron when he's at the ESPY Awards. Whenever LeBron is set to give some speech full of lies, you see D. Wade and all these so-called friends in the audience. But when it's time for LeBron to show up for them, like at D. Wade's Hall of Fame induction, LeBron is nowhere to be found. So again, this narrative of LeBron being an ungrateful, entitled, spoiled brat, he's the architect of the NBA entitlement era. Some people call it the player empowerment era. But no, they crossed that line ages ago. This is the entitlement era, and LeBron James is the founder. This is no shocker, folks. No shocker at all. Now, since these statements from Jeanie Buss leaked, she's come out to express her unhappiness about the leak. This update comes from Yahoo Sports. It says, Jeanie Buss denies report she felt LeBron James wasn't grateful enough after Lakers took son Bronny in draft. The article claims the Los Angeles Lakers returned to notoriety when they signed superstar LeBron James ahead of the 2018-2019 season. Is that a fact? Real Lakers fans, weigh in. Do you really feel LeBron brought the Lakers back to relevance? It goes on to say, while that partnership turned out well initially, with James leading the team to a championship in his second season, let me correct that statement. With James leading the team to a Disney Bubble championship during his second season, a season where most NBA players didn't even want to participate, but LeBron saw a chance to steal a ring. So, getting into his second season, word on the street from ESPN's Baxter Holmes is that Lakers owner Jeanie Buss was already starting to sour on James. This nugget dropped in a massive expose covering the Buss family chaos and how it led to Mark Walter buying the team. While the article is packed with drama, the beef between Buss and James is definitely what's going to grab the headlines. Apparently, Buss's opinion of James started tanking right after the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook in 2021. The front office made that move specifically to keep James happy, and it completely backfired. Westbrook was a terrible fit, and the squad failed to even make the playoffs after bringing the veteran on board. Buss was reportedly furious that James basically washed his hands of the mess and started pointing fingers as soon as things went south. We all remember the spin, right? Not just from LeBron, but his apologists and the media machine. They were blaming literally everyone except the guy actually responsible, and that was the Duck himself. The report says Buss even thought about trading James at one point, with the Los Angeles Clippers looking like the most likely landing spot. Obviously, that didn't happen, and James locked in a no-trade clause. Things got even icier after the Lakers grabbed his son, Bronny, in the second round of the 2024 draft. Buss reportedly felt LeBron should have shown a little more gratitude. All right, let's jump ahead. A lot of this is just rehashing old news. Let's get to the reaction. Buss put out a statement to The Athletic denying the beef, saying, "It's really not right to drag LeBron into my family drama considering all the great things he's done for the Lakers." She added, "To say he wasn't appreciated is just not true and completely unfair to him." So, that is Jeanie Buss's official stance, folks. She said it's unfair that he's being dragged into her family issues. She said it's not true that he wasn't appreciated. But notice what she didn't say. People, she never explicitly denied saying those negative things. She never actually went on record to say, "I did not say those things." So, I'm talking to the real Lakers fans right now, the ones who bleed purple and gold for Jerry West, Magic, Kareem, Kobe, and Shaq, the diehards who have been here for decades. I want to hear from you guys. I need to know. Do you think bringing the Duck to your franchise was worth it just to get that bubble ring, that Disney championship? Or would you happily trade that title back to erase the LeBron James era from history? Real Lakers faithful, I want to hear from you. Would you gladly give up? And yeah, I want my damn respect. Would you give up that Disney bubble trophy just to wipe the LeBron years off the books? I'd argue that true fans would happily toss that ridiculous championship, which most people don't really count anyway, just to scrub LeBron James and his history from the organization. Because seriously, what good has he actually done for the team? What is there to be grateful for when it comes to LeBron James and his tenure here? What exactly? Someone please explain it to me in the comments. What do you appreciate about him coming to LA? He traded away your future, and the only thing you got out of it was a championship in an empty gym. And guess what happened next? A year later, he pushed out the coach who actually delivered that Disney bubble title. He got rid of the players who helped win that ring. He shipped off the young core, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, Caldwell Pope. What has LeBron James done to make you say, man, I'm so glad this guy is a Laker. I'm so glad this is the guy who took the torch from Kobe Bryant. I'm so glad people are trying to force him onto the list of Lakers legends alongside the real greats. What has he done for this franchise that would make any actual fan appreciate his presence in Los Angeles? I'll wait. Anyone? LeBron James has done nothing but turn Los Angeles into a clown show. We went from showtime to clown time. It's a total circus. He's done nothing but strip the dignity from the Lakers organization. And Jeanie Buss, you are complicit in this mess. You just claimed that drafting Bronny was supposed to be this warm, fuzzy family moment, a feel-good story for the cameras. That is what you just said. But let me say this again, folks. There are things we can spot as fans, even from the cheap seats. In other words, most of us aren't in the inner circle. Most of us, sure. Some might have NBA connections or know people close to the action, but the majority of us are watching from the outside. We're just observing LeBron's behavior on the court and in interviews. And just from that, we can gather what an entitled, spoiled brat the guy is. Just from watching, we can see what a liar he is. And if we can pick up on that from miles away, imagine how much worse it is for the people actually dealing with him daily. It's got to be 1,000 times worse. If we see it, they definitely see it. This just proves that the mainstream media is covering for him on purpose. The media is either lying for the money, lying for the status, or they've been spinning narratives for so long that they don't know the difference between the truth and a lie anymore. Sometimes when you lie for that long, you start convincing yourself it's actually the truth. But if we can spot it, the insiders definitely can. Anyway, happy Fanboy Friday. To all the LeBron James fanboys, we hope your day is absolutely terrible. We really do. I can't stress that enough. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What's your take on this Jeanie Buss drama? First off, let me say this. I believe she absolutely said all those things. This is exactly what happens when relationships burn to the ground. When there's turmoil in the family, the truth starts coming out. So yeah, I absolutely believe Jeanie Buss vented those frustrations. And another thing, LeBron fanboys, I keep telling you, I know you aren't listening, but I keep telling you, this is exactly what's happening to your king. He keeps burning bridges, and more truth about him is going to leak out. My goodness, you guys have some painful years ahead of you. I'm telling you, the worst hasn't even happened yet. The rock bottom for your king is still coming, because he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut, and he refuses to treat people with respect. So it's inevitable. But anyway, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Jeanie Buss situation. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next one.